Every day I'm hustling, 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 every day I'm hustling.
Pitbull energy drink? Pitbull energy drink. All right, that was Merlin the Magical Pitbull. Drink your Pitbull energy drink. Be energized. This
Yes.
stuff is great. All right, so welcome to another edition of Pitbull Comedy and Music Jam. I have two great guests for you today. One I know, one I've only known from Facebook, and as it turns out, they knew each other. And it's June 17th. It is 2015. The big news of the day has been this lily white girl from Montana and Nebraska. They showed pictures of her when she was younger. She's got freckles. She's got you really don't get much whiter than this girl, right? And then she became the vice president of the NAACP in Spokane. And a lot of the upset is that she's been going out speaking to groups about the struggles of the black people and blah, blah, blah. And she never was black. Her parents outed her because journalists asked her. And I was talking with one of my guests on the way over here. You know, if I met her in person, because he said she didn't really look, I don't know, it's variations of people of color. You know, some people are really dark, some people, I think there's there was like some people in history that nobody ever knew was black, people of some consequence, people of high political standing, and they were so light-skinned that nobody ever knew, but they were black, and I wish I could remember who they were. But this girl, if I met her in person, I'd be, but it's what do you say to someone? You're not really black? You can only say what that reporter said to her, are you African-American, after the parents came out with, she's not African-American, just so you all know. I personally think she's got the cray-cray going on. I mean, maybe she did some good, whatever, but like a lot of people posted on Facebook, a lot of black women in particular were really upset with her, and she took opportunities away from other black people that could have gone to speak or could have gotten paid for this or that or the other things. And it's just all lies, and she claims she was harassed or discriminated against 8 times. But, where's the records? Where's the proof? This woman lost all credibility, but not in the eyes of everybody. But Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the great Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, wrote a piece in Time magazine. It was on Facebook that he's been inspired and given the courage, what with Bruce Jenner turning into Caitlyn and this girl identifying as black, to come out and finally admit the truth that he's been hiding for 50 years, that he's not really 7'2", he's really 5'8". And he feels bad, and he's wondering if he should return all his awards and championships, because all the other players just were so convinced he was 7'2", that in his height superiority that they never really had a chance. And, so he wrote a very funny piece. But he also did give her props for doing good work. So anyway, we'll talk about that. I think to look at her and the way she speaks, it's in the eyes. There's no question this woman has all sorts of issues. There's issues with that family. She left that family young. Her brother left at 16 to go to be with her, to have her as his guardian. I'm not saying there's abuse issues. There's some kind of issues going on with that family. That's a wacky family. And
especially the parents have been speaking out a lot.
Right. And why did their kids leave? I know why I wanted to get out of my parents' house. It wasn't because they had bad intentions. My dad was just a neurotic, crazy guy and screamed a lot, and I wanted out. The 16-year-old son, who's now 21, he left them, and they didn't try to stop him. So,
they're like, go ahead. Yeah.
So, something's up.
Thanksgiving's going to be awkward.
But to look in her eyes when they asked her if she's African-American, that's a flat-out straight yes or no.
Yeah.
That's a flat-out straight yes or no. And I personally, having spent my time in L.A., doing some dating, allowing some relationships to happen, getting involved, I feel that I am well-equipped and even expert level of spotting the cray-cray. And that girl has the cray-cray. There is something going on with that girl and that woman. She's 37 now, and I don't know how all this thing's going to flush out, but that's the big news of the day. Other news of the day is Donald Trump has declared his candidacy for the presidency of the United States of America, saying that he will be the greatest jobs president that God ever created. And now he's calling for Oprah to be his vice presidential candidate. But here's the thing. It is not beyond the scope of possibility that they might wind up winning.
Well, people love celebrities.
People love celebrity. Nothing's more important than celebrity in L.A. We all know that. And then I just saw on the Drudge Report, I get a lot of my info from the Drudge Report. There's some great stuff on there. First of all, the Pope is all whacked out about climate change, and the conspiracy theorists who have been saying for years and decades that everything is gearing up towards a one-world economy, a one global authority. The Pope is calling for a new global authority over climate change. They believe climate change is the biggest threat. I say guys named Ahmed and Mohammed with swords and a nuclear bomb who want to cut off my head and cut off the heads of all Americans and all Israelis. I'd say they're the biggest threat. They've already shown what they're willing to do. So I have no concerns about global warming. The Russians are building up their nuclear arsenal. I've known since I was 5 years old this world is ending in nuclear destruction. The only thing stopping it, one of two things, either the benevolent extraterrestrials stop just hovering around and step in and say, okay, we're disabling all nuclear weaponry, or Jesus steps back down on the Temple Mount and says, I told you I'm coming back, and we are not going to have this. We are not going to have this. Otherwise, my favorite way I could think of to die, I'll ask my guys how they'd like to go, nuclear devastation. You just... you vaporize. No pain.
Yeah,
no
no suffering. It's very quick. By the way, if Jesus had that voice, I think that'd be great.
Yeah, I could do
it. Just the
well, he'll probably want to.
I wouldn't do it.
He'll probably want a voiceover guy to help him. So I'll help him. I'll help him. So, okay, just one last thing. There was one thing. What did I see? Well, the debt is like 18 trillion, which, I know what my debt is, or what monies I might owe. When you reach a debt like that, it's not even comprehensible anymore. It's not comprehensible at 5 trillion. So who the hell knows what's going to happen? They just print more money. The St. Louis Cardinals hacked the Houston Astros. That is so heinous. That is so beyond what the Deflategate, in my eyes.
Now, define that hacked.
Hacked on the computer to try to find secret stuff about this thing.
Oh, gotcha.
That guy needs to be, if they find, because they're believing it might be the vice president of the Cardinals because he used to work for the Astros, he needs to be put out of baseball forever, never allowed to be in professional sports, and I think he should go to jail. That stuff really bothers me. Scientists are planning real-life genetically modifying animals for military use. Some people might be surprised by this. I am not. There is nothing they will not do to better equip the military or make it a more powerful, indestructible military, and that, of course, includes Navy to accelerate artificial intelligence for war fighting. RoboCop is coming, but I just hope before all the shit goes down, our military has got the bionic guys, has got everybody, like Iron Man soldiers. I'm all for it. My attitude towards the enemy is vanquish them, crush. I'm Patton. I'm with Patton.
Right.
Crush the enemy. There's no crush your enemy. This enemy we have, they don't want to talk and make nice. You just vanquish them. If I was Superman for a day, nobody wants to know what I would do to the members of ISIS and the mullahs of Iran. Let's just say this. A lot of testicles would be removed. Okay, on that note.
Pat, you were slapping soldiers in hospital beds, man.
That's right.
I'm going to piss you off, man. I totally disagree, brother.
You don't want to cut the balls off the ISIS guys?
No, man. They all right with me, man.
They all right with you?
Yes,
What ISIS?
Yes.
And why is that?
Why?
First of all, this is Big Mike Mitchell, ladies and gentlemen, and Mr. Claude Stewart. Right
Hello,
over
my
there.
friends.
These are my guests. Mike Mitchell and I have some history. We know each other. I told him bring someone that I don't know. He brought Claude Stewart, but I know Claude Stewart from his Facebook profile photo with that hair. And I'll get into that in a minute. Listen, before I shoot you, tell me why you think ISIS is okay.
What I'm trying to say is you have to put yourself in these people's shoes, and why there's an ISIS or why there's an Al-Qaeda. We blow they shit up. America's so high and mighty. Just once say, hey, are bad. We should.
Do you think if America pulled back, what happened? America pulled out of Afghanistan. What did they do? They're barbarians. They'll cut they'll kill your family.
They throw acid on their women. That's
Okay.
No, they have no excuses.
They have
that's their business.
That's their business. They throw acid on their women.
If you were in your apartment,
we condone priest fucking kids.
If you were in your apartment looking out the window across at that Ralph's and you saw some guy beating a woman and then pick up a can and look to you like it said hydrochloric acid, and you had a gun in your apartment, you were an armed citizen, a good citizen, would you not run out with your gun and say, dude, that ain't happening?
Of course.
Okay.
That's across the street from my damn house.
Oh, so because it's over there, we can forget about the poor women that they're subjugating and abusing?
Oh, see, you're totally twisted.
That's what I do here. I twist
then I'm
people's
going to
words.
back because I'm not going to take that. Okay? What I'm saying is, we invaded Iraq. Of course people get pissed. Of course, and we're supposed to, it's so stupid that America has the audacity to actually expect these people to thank them for liberating them, a.k.a. invading their country, dethroning their president, regardless of how we feel about Saddam, that was their president, and then have the nerve to say, well, they should thank us and welcome us with open arms. That's just chicken shit.
You don't think they were happy that Saddam was removed?
Maybe a little bit but we took over their country. America took over Iraq. Okay, period.
We brought Hershey bars.
Okay, so you got a bunch of guys like y'all going through their streets saying you better act right or we'll shoot you if you run too fast.
Well, I know guys that were there, and I have heard, varied stories, even good stories.
Yeah, my brother served there.
Okay.
People that have been there. They're soldiers doing their job. I have nothing against the soldiers.
I know, but I mean, did your brother tell you stories of the people hating the American soldiers or being
did he
happy
come back
that
with
they were
stories
there?
about it?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, okay, we can't.
If you had someone die in a bombing or a drone attack, of course you got
the drone attacks.
It goes back like with Palestine and Israel. That shit's never gonna end.
Well,
because
actually,
it's been going on forever.
I know.
It's like Bloods and Crips.
I think we're living in the. But I think we're living in the time, and we're going to see something happen one way or another. But let's move on to comedic topics.
Yeah, I was going to say, here's something you'll never hear. Man, the party sucked till somebody brought up politics.
Yeah.
The comedic topic number one, and I was looking in the mirror and I was looking at my hair and I was like, look, my hair's just gone wacky. I got a pompadour. What is this? I thought these guys were going to give me all kinds of grief, and then I see my guest in person for the first time, who I've seen on Facebook, Claude Stuart, and can we get a close-up on that, whatever that is, on top of his head?
Here's the situation.
And you have a baby. Some woman allowed the mixing of the egg and the sperm with the chance that the baby came out with that hair, right
I know.
From the get-go.
I got a picture. My buddy actually doctored the photo. It's me and my little baby, and he's got hair just like mine. But it's funny because this old lady came up to me recently right before the show. She's like, "You look ridiculous."
You know what you do? I'll tell you how you answer someone like that. I do this in the murder mystery dinner shows. When the person I'm causing to confess, I play the detective, they say, "That's ridiculous." I get behind someone and I go, "This is ridiculous." So if an old lady walks up to you again and says, "You look ridiculous," you just look at her and go, "No, lady, this is ridiculous."
No, that's perfect, because she's been asking, she goes, "What do you put in your hair?" I was like, "Viagra." Does the job, baby.
Did she get it? Did she laugh?
Yeah, she got it. Yeah.
So you gave her some free stand-up right there.
Yeah, I was like,
where was this? A 7-Eleven?
I got you. No, it was before a show. It was actually before a cruise ship.
Oh, a cruise ship.
Yeah. I was just, I couldn't believe she heard me. It's like, you're an octogenarian. I thought she said, what? What'd he say? But it was good. It worked out. Pardon me while I take a break and have a sip of this Pitbull energy drink. Huh?
Okay, so aside from the hair, certain people are funny looking and certain people look like for sure they're going to be funny. And so I think I had approached you before. Mike said, "I'm coming to do Howie's thing," and asked you because you look like you're going to be funny, along with the funny looking hair.
Right on.
And but also you look like you look too goddamn happy for L.A. and I don't like it on Facebook. I don't like it. I think it's bullshit. It's not right. And I have been on Facebook and seen your profile and go, who is this fucking Claude Stuart guy that thinks he can sit around being so damn happy?
Why is he so happy, right?
Well, what's the medication?
Honestly, I'm dyslexic. That might be part of it. Maybe I should be pessimistic.
You can't see all the bad news,
Yeah, I'm just like, hey, everything's great. No, I just, look, man, I won't lie to you. Sure, life is hard. I'm a comedian supporting a family. I'm supporting 3 people. And, it's you know how it is, man. I mean, I don't sleep much. Like when you have children, and that's what children have taught me, man.
know.
You
I
don't
have
really
to
need as much sleep as you think you do. I used to always, I need 8 hours. Now I'm like, okay, 5 is good. Let's rock and roll.
Are you able to actually get 5 straight?
Yeah. Yeah, well, she's breastfeeding, so she, he's kind of like on the tap a lot of the time.
On the tap.
So,
what about you?
yeah.
You have no kids. No kids here.
No. I have
With your
I have 3 daughters.
You live with your wife and 3 daughters?
2 daughters. That one is 23.
You live with your wife and 2 daughters.
Yeah.
What ages?
16 and 13.
So the babies have kind of, they've.
Oh my God! I didn't know
I
that.
my duties as far as that stuff.
And you got a 23-year-old.
Yeah, and a grandchild.
And a grandchild.
That's right. You're a granddaddy. Yeah.
Holy cow,
By the way,
man.
how very open-minded for him to say to a black man, "You don't have kids." Right? I mean, that's.
You might as well just call me gay, because a brother with no kids has got to be gay. Okay? Brother's gonna have some kids.
You identify as a black man with no children.
That's right.
That's the words. Now she said, "This."
Are we going back to the NAACP?
Donizell, because what's her name? Rachel.
Yeah.
Donizell.
Yes.
She said on the Today Show this morning, I identify. She's ripping off Bruce Jenner. I got to give her credit on this. Being opportunistic, this is the perfect time to pull this shit off.
Oh, she's striking while the iron's
Bruce
hot.
just got, huge support. They're calling him brave and courageous because he came out and said, I identify as a woman.
Right.
Those were his words.
Identify.
So this nut job says, I identify as a black person. She hijacked his words on a biomedical, a whole different issue. Kareem talked about that. And Mike and I were talking on the way over here. As far as a con job goes, you got to give her props.
Oh,
she
yeah?
didn't just have people believing she's black. She didn't just get a job or live a life. She became the vice president of the NAACP. And this did not make our pal too happy.
And the acting chops. I mean, she's got to be a good actress to pull that
a
off.
lot of great actresses are cray-cray. There's no
absolutely.
question about that.
Well,
Yeah.
like he said, I personally I hate the term African American. I think it's stupid as crap. But you can be like, my granddaughter is 1/4 black, but trust and know, she'll grow up with that big round nose, and she'll figure out she's black. Maybe when she's 10 or she's 12 and somebody drops a nigger on her, she'll know.
Right, then it's
I
like,
guess I'm black now.
Right.
But she's gonna pass real well. She got light brown hair, and she glows.
Yeah.
But she'll figure it out once that melanin start kicking in.
Yeah.
So this woman technically could have been 1/4, and that's still a black woman,
Yeah.
Jasmine Guy was super high yellow. Paula Abdul.
High yellow. Is that what they call it?
High yellow.
High yellow.
That seems like if Howie and I
but-
said that would not.
No, I think you can say as a white person, you can talk about it.
Only if you're smashing a black woman. You're like, my woman high yellow.
Is that really?
Oh, I could have said it 10 years ago.
No, but that's
Yeah,
primarily
exactly.
a term amongst the black community, and it has been for like 100 years or more,
Yeah.
right?
It is not a good term.
It's not a good
No.
term.
What if you said slightly magenta? Is that better?
I'm blushing. I'm slightly magenta. But you didn't like the idea of all the things she did with her identifying with being black, that she went and was able to pull off being the vice president of an
Well, she made a
NAACP.
mockery of that organization, which I think honestly should have been gone a long time ago. They kind of used up their purpose.
They have, haven't they?
Colored people. Give me a.
I know. Isn't that an odd thing? And
But it's politics and it's fundraising, so they're never going to.
No, I understand, but
right,
it wouldn't.
That's-
There's no pride issue for them to step forward and say, there was a time when we had to have an organization called this.
They're not going to fire themselves.
No, they don't have to.
No,
All we're saying now
fires.
is we are altering those initials because nobody colored people. I mean,
Yeah. Is it Archie Bunker named this?
It's a little odd that
Yeah.
organization still exists and that they didn't say we're making a change.
If
If
it
they're
was people-
screaming for the Redskins to make
No.
a change,
Exactly.
the Washington Red-
Well, you know what?
Well, they're actually, I don't know
it's
if you know
just
this,
odd.
but this is the new name. The Redskins actually want to change their name to the Drunken Indian Redskins. I'm not sure how you feel about it.
Now, if they want to say colored people, that could mean, her, the producer, or Asian
Well, that's
person.
true. People of
If they
color.
wanna say
No, I mean,
people-
clearly
If it was
when it's-
people of color, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
That's like.
But they
you know,
But when
Still
the
sound like in the
NAACP
1920s.
started, it was solely about black people. It was an organization to help
But then
better
they
black
call
people.
black people are called colored.
At that time,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
at that
saying. And over time, it became very bad to refer to black people that way because they had back in the day the bathrooms, coloreds only. I mean, that comes out of the deep, deep South. The worst way you can look at the black population, those words, other than the variations of the N-word, I mean, it is bad. So how do they have an organization for the betterment of black people, the black community, and keep and hold on to that? Is it tradition?
Yeah, I think it's historic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it makes sense to hold on to that word if you're gonna. But
Well, they're like, we spent all this money.
Yeah.
It's,
Well,
it's on the
there's-
website. We've got a flag.
We're gonna have to get a new
Yeah,
printer, new
Change our
letterhead.
name up
Yeah,
now.
It's just a waste.
All right,
Yeah.
so where do we stand? I say that it's. I don't like what this woman did. I think she's clearly a liar, but a liar in a lot more ways than we know. I think we're going to find out a lot more. But beyond all that, I personally feel she has some very deep-seated issues, requires mental health care, and I'm saying cray-cray. What's your feeling? You agree with me, or do you?
I don't know if I could say she's clinically insane, only
No,
because...
not clinically. She's functional.
Yeah, she's functional. I don't know if I would say insane, only because I mean she's definitely a liar. There's no there's no
question
debate about that.
That's-
But I think she may just be very very selfish and manipulative. You know what I mean? Like, okay,
welcome
I
to,
want this.
and that's in Spokane. That's
yeah,
supposed to be here in
Spokane.
L.A.
I know. Why is she Mr. Collin out here?
If she would have
but-
moved here, she would have been a CEO of a studio.
She'd have Amy Pasquale's job, right? Oh my God.
Okay, and Mike, your feeling?
I just think she hates her daddy.
She hates her daddy.
She hates
Oh yeah, no, it's
I
absolutely
think-
a
you know
rebel.
what?
She is absolutely a rebel. Yes.
You know what? That is a very wise take on this whole thing.
Yeah.
What was that? She hates
Instead
her
of
parents.
bringing home a black biker or motorcycle gang member that was black, or bringing home a Black Panther or a Nation of Islam guy,
Right.
she became black.
She's like, I'll be
and
black.
led
See,
and
what you
and
just
said, "I'm going to help
described
lead the blacks."
is my-
That's hating your daddy.
Yeah, see, my oldest daughter, deep down, she hates her daddy. So all she does is bang white dudes from age 20 to 60. I'm like, really, girl? The dude's 59. Really? And that's just daddy issues, just tattooed on her forehead.
Now, do you it pisses you off because they're white, or you just know what she's
It's
trying
just
to do?
she's
you
not
know what she's trying to
being
get to you.
self-beneficial.
Both. I'll explain to you. I'll break it down to you.
Okay.
If she was just a freak, like her daddy, like her mama,
Yeah.
whatever.
Right.
You know, we didn't, both of us, it's bound to happen. We both been around the world.
Yeah. Because you're in an interracial marriage.
Yeah,
Right? Yeah.
exactly. And I met my wife, fell in love with her, boom. Okay, whatever. And I met her mama. Her mama's German. And her mom was married to a Saudi dude when I met her. We both.
Wow. Okay.
You know,
It's
me and her
it's
mom,
the
you
United
put that
Nations
together.
over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you put that together in one girl. Oh, wow.
got it.
Kaboom.
Kaboom.
Can't get mad. Okay, I get it. But
Right.
strictly, all right, and I get you're in Arizona and Cayman, and there's not a lot of brothers around, but you know, Vegas right down the road. Yeah, you're 2 hours in Vegas.
Yeah.
You got Facebook. You can figure it out. But strictly, I can't stand black guys, and I'm like, it's like, girl, you got.
Oh. So what pisses you off is she says
she
I
says
can't
it out
stand
loud.
black guys. That's
that
okay.
or and specifically, I mean, the girls dated dudes in their mid 50s at 19 years old.
Yeah.
Really?
19 years old, and I'm like, look, you got to look in the mirror first. I mean, the
But she
girl-
don't listen to you. She's at 19.
She was
She's
raised by her mom from age 12 on.
I mean-
Actually,
Gotcha. Okay.
And, you know,
So she heard just bad things about you.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
all you
sperm
can
donor.
do.
That was- I'm like,
You know what?
Oh,
Here's
man, yeah.
you pray. You talk to her as calmly as you can and see if she's willing to listen, and then you just keep forging ahead to your success. And
well, the
you
worst,
know
honestly,
that's when
the
she'll
worst
start
thing
to
is
listen.
the two little ones,
Yeah,
they're great.
good.
All right.
And so their envy kicks in with the older one. I'm like, really? Jackie's gonna learn how to swim. I want to learn how to swim. I gotta get Jackie a car. I need a car. You know, like, hey, you had a choice. You moved in with your mama, and you know, 'cause
So you're 2 out of 3.
yeah, I'm 2 out of 3. Can't go wrong.
All daughters.
Yeah, all fucking daughters.
Big Mike Mitchell.
I
Got
know. My brother had all sons.
Is that right?
Me, I got
How many
girls.
sons?
3.
Wow.
Yeah, Mark had 3 sons, and I got 3 daughters.
All right.
I figured the
Now,
sons might
do
be
they
one of the
know?
miscarriages
They
of the
understand that
books.
you're a comedian, that you go out and make people laugh. Do they get that?
Who, the kids?
Your kids.
Oh, Lord, yeah. They're like,
And do
Dad,
they
please
think that's
leave.
cool?
Please leave.
Yeah, they want me to go out at night. They're like, go. I want the big
Okay.
screen. You know.
Right on. They want the
And
big
your
screen.
baby's too young to know.
Oh, yeah,
why-
he's
that
only,
you're
14.
abusing him, forcing him to have hair like that.
I'm
He's
gonna
14
pull
months.
the picture up for you. Yeah.
What's his name?
Claude. I'm the 4th. He's the 5th. I promised my dad. I was like, if we have a boy, fine. We will continue the name. I know. No OCD in my family, right? Oh, my God.
He's really the 5th?
He is. I'm going to pull this picture up for you. Yeah, and he's so I'm C4, the comic explosive, and he's C5.
Wow.
So, but he's. I gotta. I know, like all parents think, their children are beautiful. I'm telling you, the kid's beautiful. Jeff Goldblum came up to us in Whole Foods and started fawning all over the baby. He's like,
is that right?
He's like, oh my goodness, this is unbelievable.
And is your wife white, or are you various nationalities
No,
together?
she's Italian.
Oh, she's Italian.
Yeah, so she has like very raven hair,
Okay.
raven black hair. Yeah, Mike's met her,
yeah.
But that's why it's interesting. His hair is so red.
Oh, he's a ginger?
Oh yeah, we're bringing ginger back, brother. Let's see here. Well, there's a. Yeah, that's the picture.
Oh, man, well, he's got plenty of hair.
Oh, we call it the baby toupee.
Baby toupee.
Wow, the boy got some.
All right, let's get him on TV right away, man. Let's start earning off this kid.
Oh,
Which,
I
by
know.
the way, I forgot to. I generally always start the show. I play a numbers game. You never know when someone's going to say yes.
Oh, numbers.
No, it's a numbers game of, when you're seeking to get what you're seeking to get. If you ask enough people, the story about the guy in the corner. He asked 100 women that passed by, will you sleep with me? And if he keeps asking, someone's going to go, yeah, what the hell? That's
yeah.
So I started a new policy last week. I always ask each of my guests, you got 50 grand you can lend me? Okay, then the way to really do it is, now you've gone so high, you just, what about like $10?
Yeah, absolutely.
Then you get
Right.
they feel like, oh man, all right, I'll just give him the $10. I'll shut this fucking idiot up.
No,
Okay.
absolutely. If I'm selling T-shirts after the shows, I'm like, they're about $499. Oh, they're $499. What? I'm kidding. They're 20. Oh, 20. What's 20?
All right, I get you.
So you have merch. Look at that.
That's. Wait, you're trying to show that.
Got it?
Oh, I wondered. I was like, she never really looks at you. Why? Oh, she's looking at
She
the big
didn't need
screen.
to look at me. She's got the screen.
I was like, wow, are you guys
You
fighting?
look like you had your fingers in a socket for a long time. All right, so how long have you been married?
I've been
Or
married.
Are you not married?
Let's see.
You're out
Oh,
of wedlock.
There's a ring.
Oh, you're
Come
married.
on.
Okay.
Yeah, dudes never look at rings. It's so funny. I have no idea. Let's see. We got married in 2010, so coming up
Oh,
on.
you've been married for a little
Yeah,
while.
it'll be 5 years.
So this was you knew when you were going to go ahead and let's get this family started.
Yeah, absolutely. We waited a couple years, and then we kind of talked, and she.
And she didn't have an issue with the fact that you're a comedian.
No, she knew what she was getting into.
She's not a comedian.
She's not. No,
She's
no.
like a normal person.
Yes, I can't. Well,
As right now, is she being just a mom?
yeah. So she's
Good,
just.
excellent.
She has
the kid
to be,
has a chance.
right? Yeah,
has
yeah.
half a chance with cruise ship comedian daddy. That's the negative. Then there's at home with mom.
Yeah.
He's got a chance. So
Yeah.
you do the cruise ships.
Yeah, I pretty much do everything. I do comedy clubs, cruise ships.
No, but the cruise ships actually
colleges.
pay you money. And the thing about the cruise ships is you're a captive audience. Have you ever been on a cruise or worked? I've been on them, not working.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about those cruise ships is, in 4 days you can put on 240 pounds. I mean, the
I
food
know.
is, right? So
No,
how
it's
come
just-
you're not a big fat fatty boombalati?
I do. That's funny.
You bring crystal meth with you on the
How
ship.
did you know this?
Because
Unbelievable. I
I'm
cook my own shit. Yes.
185 IQ.
No,
Great
I do.
instincts.
Here's the deal. I'm a skinny dude. I've always been a skinny guy. But when I gain weight, it's all right
All
here.
in the stomach.
And to avoid that, I do 4 to 5 hours of cardio a week. I figured it out. I do 4
Yeah,
to
but when
5,
you're on the cruise
and
ship, you do hit those buffets.
Here's what
yes?
I do though. I do, but I don't eat 3 times a day. I eat 2 big meals and then snacks. So as long as you don't do 3 big meals a day, at least for me, that's what works.
So
Right?
you don't go to the midnight buffet like most people do.
That's my or what I do is I won't eat breakfast and then I'll eat a big meal at midnight.
Okay. And Mike was telling me you lost 50 pounds, 50 pounds recently?
Yeah, you look good, man.
Just by not
I hate it,
ordering
though.
food in.
I hate being the size, man.
And your wife cut down on cooking
yeah.
big portions.
Big portion, yeah.
That is, there's a lot to do with it. I mean,
So-
I'm trying to get to 160. I'm at about 177 now. For me, it's
Okay.
sugar.
Yeah,
Sugar's the devil on
Well, we
earth.
all have our little downfalls.
No, but sugar's the devil on earth. This whole society is pre-diabetic, diabetic, and cancerous, primarily of white processed refined sugar. And it's getting more and more out there in the awareness. Now,
That's
how
true.
many more pounds do you want to get rid of?
I don't want to lose anymore.
Oh, you don't want to lose any more?
No, man.
Okay.
You with that?
No, this is sit-ups here. This is like, I want to keep the number at 15, but I want to be like.
Okay.
Just redistribute.
Yeah, I gotta yoke it up.
Redistribution of pounds.
Yeah.
That's all. I'm the same way. I don't look. I mean, I'm very lucky. Even when I was eating like a beast, I maybe 185. I mean, the way I ate desserts and my meals, I don't like to deprive myself.
Right.
They
right.
deprived me as a child, so I don't like to deprive.
Oh, okay, well that
myself.
makes sense. So you don't want to get back to that. You know?
So I eat more than enough. You know what I mean?
Most women weigh more than I do, but I just look better.
What are you at?
this.
170?
I'm like no, dude.
140?
Yeah, I'm like.
Fuck you.
Are we talking naked in the morning before you eat?
Yeah, look,
I'm between 135 and 140.
You know what?
I just have a small frame.
Are you serious?
Yeah, those are supermodel statistics.
Wow.
Female
I
supermodel.
really think you should be shot. I don't think that's right
But
at
I'm
all.
telling you, I don't want to look
Nobody
like
likes you,
But
Claude Stewart.
okay, so I'm too happy. You invite me on the podcast. You're too happy. You're too skinny.
thin.
Go fuck yourself, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I wanted to have you. I wanted it on
Tell
the
you to
record.
your face. You
I
skinny,
wanted, yeah,
happy son
and your
of a
baby's
bitch.
too cute, and you have Hollywood stars acknowledging your baby's cuteness. Nobody likes you,
You even
Claude
planned
Stewart.
your baby and shit. Like,
Yeah, you planned your
just
baby.
knock her up and say, "Oops,
Responsible
you're pregnant."
comedian. You don't appear to have issues with alcohol and marijuana.
I do. I drink.
We like the whiskey.
You
Yeah.
drink whiskey? Is that sipping whiskey or shot whiskey?
I do both, but if I'm out, I'd rather just kind of sip.
What's your sipping whiskey?
I'm a bourbon man, so I'm on Maker's Mark.
Maker's Mark. And
Big
what
fan.
about you?
Jack Daniels.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he likes the.
You know why he likes it? Because if the shit goes down, it's a better bottle to hit somebody in the head with.
Right? Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I am tempted to smack somebody this week. Make an example out of somebody, but I'm gonna let it go.
We got to learn.
What's wrong with Big Mike? I've known Big Mike over a decade, and like
Over
he's-
a decade?
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, because you've been
10
doing
years.
comedy. Yeah, I remember when you started, but Mike is a nice dude, and I just know him as a
But
nice
people
guy.
push him sometimes.
Well, but I've seen you go from like DEFCON 1 to DEFCON 5, and it's just like
oh
it's
yeah, I
like-
think I might have seen that up at that Saddle Ranch at Universal City.
Yeah.
What happened there? Was there another comedian?
Just probably.
It's
but
usually
I think I
comics that piss you
remember-
off.
Yeah.
actually. Audience members are usually
No,
cool.
audience is fine. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's usually one
You
douchebag.
told me
that-
once that you do shows and you bring these comics on. Some you know, some you don't. But I remember you telling me on the phone, or we were at a party, that you have these guys walking up to you, giving you the hey my and you never met these guys.
Yeah.
They're white guys and
white
they
dudes
thought they're
dropping
being-
N-bombs?
Yeah. I've
Yeah,
had
but
that.
they think they're being like
Funny
you know,
and-
fun and
like his homeboy.
But it's like, no, dude, that's
or
Yeah.
the problem with the comics is I started doing stand up at 31 years old, pretty late,
okay.
all things considered. And before that, I grew up in this area. I grew up in South Central. I'm from the streets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm not used to people that just use their mouths.
Yeah,
as
yeah,
weapons.
Oh,
Women
right.
do that. I'm not used to men doing that.
Right,
So
right.
I'm used to, like, if you called me a bitch, you should know I'm about to hit you. This is how it goes.
Right,
Or
right.
if a white guy walks up and calls me a nigger, I'm not going to think it's a joke.
Right.
But punch you in the throat.
Yeah.
People aren't used to it. And now, you know, like, he was asking me earlier about this comedian who I had to remove from one of my shows.
You know, the little tiny
Terry
guy that's
Kurtz.
older.
Oh yeah, I know.
Carrie's
I know
all
Perry.
over his Facebook
Yeah.
page,
Little
just
nutty.
talking crap about me. He screenshot our conversation that I had in the email, and
Oh, that's not good.
All
He's-
for Facebook, on public Facebook.
you know, it
It's
makes
just
him look
stupid.
pathetic to me for one.
It does make him look bad.
And I'm like, honestly, I was telling him, I said, dude, I'm glad he's 65 and 5'2" and 130.
Right.
I swear
right.
to God, I'm glad because I'd have to hurt him on general principle.
Well, yeah.
If
I
he's a
mean,
normal guy, I'd have to smack him.
yeah. If you smacked him, then you would just look like a dick.
Exactly.
And
I
everyone's
can't
like,
win.
"Why are you beating up a man that looks like Billie Jean King?"
Thank you.
That-
But that's why it's not right.
very-
It's
he's
not
an-
right
he's an
because he's
odd-
being a
odd
bully
guy.
to me. I want to just honestly just whip out the Tyrannosaurus and pee on his shoes. Just totally disrespectful. Just totally like, take that.
He's
Pee
an
on
odd
his
cat.
shoe.
That's right.
Take out the Tyrannosaurus.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah. That
And
was-
pee on his shoe, just totally,
Well,
blatantly, truly disrespectful.
I've run into 2 or 3 enemies in comedy. That one guy did that to me, came at me on Facebook because I wanted to reschedule, gave him 4 days to reschedule being on his podcast. And he went bananas. He went with the "you'll never work in this town again," but it turned out that he was really mentally unstable. I found out some things. And,
Okay.
you know, but through him, I met a guy. I wanted to understand what I was dealing with, and I met a guy that had worked with him, and that guy is just a great guy, and he wound up getting me to my agent, and on my second audition, I booked Rent-A-Center commercial for good money. So,
Nice.
but for this guy going berserk on me and inspiring me to find out who is this guy, why is
Yeah.
he doing this? I might never have met Robert, who brought me to Jerry, who was my agent, who sent me on one audition that was 10 seconds, and the second one knocked it out of the park, and
Yeah.
they loved me. So, you know, it's the old God works in mysterious ways things, and I've let that guy go. You know, I blocked him. And I did come to understand he was like 54, lived with his mother, believed people were coming. He believed my friend Robert was coming in his house and implanting things in his brain.
Well, okay, so that's
you're
crazy.
talking about,
That's an irrational.
In fact, that's a new thing I have. Because guys, when they deal with the crazy women out here, they go, one of the best crazies, the ultimate crazy is batshit crazy. Agreed?
Yes. Yeah.
Batshit crazy.
Batshit crazy.
But I've come up with the better one than that. When you really know you're dealing with true crazy, it's facility crazy.
Facility crazy. Oh,
They belong
okay.
in a facility.
Yes, yes.
And
Like
there
certified.
are people like that in the world of comedy and just walking around. Did you see on the news this woman in Starbucks in Santa Monica? Right by the promenade, just started beating on this tourist woman.
What?
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
A woman started beating another woman.
Beating another woman, just turned on her and said, I have a Mac 10, I'm going to shoot you. The woman was on the floor. She thought her life was going to be over.
Who stopped it?
Yeah, Google it. It's crazy. She's out there in Santa Monica, and someone's got to, she's got to go. Someone's got to get her back in the facility she belongs in, lithium drip.
Wow.
Whatever.
Well, remember what happened to Eric Allegria?
Oh yeah.
Did you ever hear about that?
Eric Allegria.
Yeah, he's
That
a
name's
comedian.
familiar.
He's a friend of ours.
Kid, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What happened to him?
I saw him the same night at some Gabby Terry's coffee shop show in Venice.
In Venice, okay.
Yeah.
Plenty of nuts in Venice.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
on Pico Boulevard, right when they start Cloverfield.
He got off stage,
Yeah.
right?
I leave. I see him. I leave. I see him 3 hours later. He's all busted up. He's all on his Facebook. Somebody just sucker punched him.
It was a guy that lived in a halfway house, was crazy, certifiable crazy.
Right.
And he had done this before. Just came up, sucker punched him. And it's interesting because it's a very small establishment, that place. And an attorney actually got a hold of him and said, hey, what do you want to do? We could sue them. But I don't know if they had that much money. I mean, if he was going to
Well, they've got insurance.
Okay,
If
yeah.
it's a halfway house in a neighborhood, they have to be insured.
Well, 'cause they knew they
Oh,
let
you mean
him.
the cafe?
Because the cafe let him in, and he
Oh.
had done that before.
He already had
So
a
that's
You
the
know
problem.
what? Then you pull the Seinfeld like Kramer did. You get free breakfast for life instead of free latte.
Oh, yeah, it's like, now we're
yeah.
prepared to give you free coffee. We'll take it.
We'll take it. So, but me, let me show you. I didn't
this?
have the money to buy. I used to always carry pepper spray. I
was gonna say, see
this
what it
is what the
says?
post people carry. Back off dog repellent. I found it when I was walking Merlin.
Nice.
I go nowhere. I feel it's the responsibility of the good citizenry to be armed. Now, if you're like Vinny, my co-producer of my comedy shows is like what they call a she-hunt. 30 years with the jiu-jitsu, trains the special forces, trains
Nice.
the FBI. It looks like he walked off The Sopranos. You don't fuck with Vinny.
Yeah.
Okay. He's always armed by who he is.
Right.
But the good citizenry, like say a man that weighs less than 140 pounds.
I know, that's why
Bruce weighed 138. Bruce Lee weighed 138
Yeah,
or 135.
that's right.
I think the good citizenry has a responsibility to always be armed with at least pepper spray. All women, to me, it's insane to me that all women don't carry pepper spray.
Yeah, you need something.
I see them running through the neighborhood, and I live in a nice neighborhood now in Encino, but nonetheless, I see women running with their earphones in, so they're not.
At night.
Yeah, at night.
So now they're
lack
not
of any-
hearing anybody creep up on them.
And I look at their hands, and they don't have. Me, if I was a woman, I'd be bear spray in my hand,
bought that
ready.
stuff for my
yeah,
wife once.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And she
Oh,
took it off her chain. I'm like, why'd
No.
you take it off? You're getting too loose. Okay.
No, you got to stay alert.
We're not
we
that
live in a
great-
crazy
Van
city.
Nuys, Sherman Oaks adjacent. It ain't
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
It's never
Sherman
that
Oaks
great a
adjacent.
neighborhood. Okay, it's never that great of a neighborhood.
Right,
There's
right.
perverts out there.
Hey, when I
Too
lived
many
in Van
crazy-
Nuys,
Yeah.
we had there. I lived there for years and years. I don't know how many times we had the helicopter light in our backyard.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry to cut you off.
That's
but
okay.
Before I forget, literally, there were 5 helicopters. I live at Pico La Cienega,
Okay.
Beverly Hills adjacent, they call
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
for people who want to live in Beverly Hills but can't afford it. But but literally 5 choppers. They were circling the other night. I don't know what they were looking for, but there was.
I know what they were looking for.
What do you
Claude
think?
number 5.
Yeah,
Claude the
C5
fifth.
causing trouble.
Because the new thing is there was a thing about them doing things where they can predict crime. Remember Minority Report?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
they're predicting the trouble that your son is going to be bringing.
I knew it. There was more helicoptering in my neighborhood than a Texas high school football game.
Yeah, I saw it. Is helicoptering as a way of parenting?
Yeah, it's
But why
coming.
in Texas? Aren't they good?
No. What I mean about if you ever go to a Texas high school football game, it's ridiculous.
Are you from Texas?
No, I live there. I'm from Mississippi. When I was 18, my parents moved to Texas.
Okay.
I went to college in Dallas at SMU.
Oh.
And SMU, which stands for Southern Methodist University,
Right.
but it should be sex, money, and underwear. Dude, SMU is about as Methodist as Dr. Dre is a doctor.
Wow.
So what's the helicoptering parents at a Texas football
Well,
game?
what they
You
do
mean
is
they're
they
always-
all try to coach. So instead of just listening to the coach, they go, hey, no, hey, come here. Johnny needs to throw the ball. Tell Johnny to throw. It's like, hey, just sit down, you know? It's ridiculous.
But you have no accents at all.
You know, I don't. But I have if I have Mike knows, I have like four or five beers.
I'm like, whiskeys.
Oh, I turn into McConaughey. All right, how you doing, man? Like,
did you see him in True
good,
Detective?
Oh yeah, he was great.
Oh my
He was
God,
great.
he was unbelievable.
I love that. How great was the villain in True Detective?
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The killer? Holy shit. I'm looking forward to the new one. The new one is, it's Vince
I have
Vaughn.
2 friends in the new one.
Oh, yeah? Who are they?
One is, he used to be a soap star. He told me he did 6 scenes. He had a confidentiality agreement. Couldn't tell me what part he plays, but he said he doesn't really say much. And his name's John Lindstrom, and he's a very talented actor. And then this girl, Carla Villa, good-looking Mexicano.
She a character actress? That's a familiar name. I feel like that I've seen.
I'd
entitled.
say she's more of like a leading lady type, you know, maybe seductress, I don't know. Good-looking girl. But I'm not sure how big her part is, but she posted on Facebook today to stay tuned. Now, I don't have HBO where I'm staying. I got to figure this out. I got to make sure to watch it.
Yeah, I canceled cable because you can get everything online. You know.
You got to get but you have to be
Netflix. Yeah.
Yeah, but don't you have to have that particular channel in your house to get it online?
No, you.
And
can...
on Netflix, do they show the current season or the season before?
Yeah. You have to wait.
So how are you going to watch this?
You know?
See, you can't.
Well, this is the kind of show that's so good. I'd prefer to binge watch it. So I'll just let it go.
The old binge. I mean? Somebody posted that on Facebook. They say I prefer to binge watch 4 or 5 shows at a time and then get really sad when it's over. Are we taking a break? Should we take a break?
Okay.
You gotta love the commercial for. I gotta get my tanning cream back.
In so many ways I can please.
What?
Call him a stupid fool.
What was he thinking?
Stupid fool.
Stupid fool.
Stupid fool. If he was drinking Pit Bull, energy drink, it had 3 girls in bikinis. Idiot guy. Got a big deal. He's got the washboard stomach.
Stick to
Drinking the
Pit
wrong
Bull.
energy drink, man.
That's right.
That's the ticket. All right, now let's get to. So you guys know each other over 10 years. I must know you 10 years by now. Maybe?
Yeah.
And you're still promoting shows all over the place, from what I can tell.
Yeah.
You always got a plethora, right? A bunch of them going on. Yeah.
Now, you have become partners in wanting to do teaching stand-up.
Yeah, we're starting the Hollywood School of Comedy.
The Hollywood School of Comedy.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's
you're
right.
not partners in the promoting of the show.
No.
No.
Do you come and headline his shows?
He's done that.
Yeah, absolutely. No, Mike. I mean, that's he's got the time. He's always promoting.
Right.
I got the baby. I travel.
He's not attentive to his children.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you're attentive to
He could give 2 shits. I'm a parent.
He can always Skype with them from backstage.
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
show.
He's like, Daddy loves you. Gotta go. Telling dick jokes. See you later. So, but no, it was kind of cool how it worked out because Mike hit me up. We started talking, and he just said, "Hey, man, I want to do a school." And he's like, "I'm going to handle the business. I'm going to handle the promotion, and I want to talk to the students about the business. I want someone like you, someone who's been doing it a good 20 years, to
You've been doing it 20 years?
Yeah, I hit my 20-year anniversary here this month. Actually,
I wish we brought a cake.
so well, look, I got a Red Bull.
Well, Mike wore his denim shorts for you. Thankfully,
I know.
that's not on camera.
I was gonna say, thank God you got this counter.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do an interview with Howie here. I got a male camel toe staring at me.
Right on.
Camel toe, moose knuckle, donkey hoof. I apologize to the producer. We have a very lovely lady here.
She's gotten used to the crass idiocy of my guests.
Ninja boot. That's a good one too.
Ninja
is-
boot?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
Okay, sorry.
20 years at comedy. You have the credibility to be able to teach people how to be funnier, to pick out some things, to show them, to give them some ideas.
And I'm glad, Howie. I'm glad you said it. You phrased it that way, funnier, because that's what I'm telling all the students. Like, I'm not here to make you funny. I think you're inherently born with some sort of sense of humor, or you're not. But I can promise you, I'll make you funnier. and that's my thing. I promise you, I can if you put a little work in and have fun. I'm here to get you to your ultimate comedic potential.
I was telling Mike on the way here, there are a lot of people that are very down at the concept of anyone trying to teach someone stand-up comedy. But I'll say this. I did a one-man show as a work in progress, and my friend Kerry, who was like a song and dance man, he'd done a lot of work, and he had a good eye, and he knew me personally. Mm-hmm. And so he was my director, and he helped me co-write it. He really, in the writing of it, I could go on, and he really, that less is more thing is critical.
Yeah, that's one of my
telling a story, and he without question made me funnier in that show, without question. And I consider myself a very funny guy regarding storytelling. This wasn't stand-up. I'm a very good storyteller. Stand-up comedy, fine, whatever. And I could get a lot funnier, I'm sure. I don't do it that often. I'm not like some of these guys that drive all over this city to the outskirts of it for 7 minutes. I understand people going to Orange County for 20 or 30 minutes, and especially if they're getting $50 or something.
Right.
But some of these people that they go, God bless them, man.
Can I be honest with you, man? Like you said, I do a lot of shows, and sometimes, every now and then, about once every 6 months, I might piss somebody up. Right. They say something about it.
Yeah.
But bottom line is, some people need to quit.
You know what?
That's a taboo subject, but it's a fact. You're like, hey, I'm funny enough, but hey, I'm okay, but it's not what my passion is. I love doing what I'm doing. Cool.
I love this.
People take up dead space because I feel like, hey, you gave it a year or two, you tried, no one's calling you up, no one's paying you, you're in the way. You're in the way of taking stage time away from people who have talent. Now, and then I hear like an argument, people say, oh, Mike, you're kind of hardcore, man. You make sure everybody promotes the show, and you got to have guests. Well, check this out. I say all the time, hey, here's the number to Frank Kelly, the manager of Lovett's. Here's the manager of the store. Here's the manager of the Improv.
Right. Feel free to call them.
Call them up and see what they tell your punk ass. They will tell you, you untalented son of a bitch, call Big Mike, and maybe he'll book you for 5 minutes, and maybe you'll get a chance to work out here. But other than that...
So you're giving them an opportunity.
You can do what you want with it. Or you don't. Well, it's your choice. And I hate how people act like, you need to quit sometime. You've been doing this for 5 years.
Yeah.
And nobody's calling you up, and no one wants to book you, and you still got to drive all your homies around, 'cause that's the only way you can gain value. Or you're a chick, so you got to blow the guy you're going out with to get stage time. Quit.
Well, here's the thing. Look, you bring up an interesting point. I think a lot of being a comedian is just perseverance.
No question.
And you have to go at it. And Howie, I know what you're saying, man. I did a lot of that. Starting out, I drove to a bunch. The magic bell went off. I'm not here. So I did a lot of driving, but I mean that's how you get stage time. That's how you become good. And
if I was 20, if I was
good, or you don't.
Yeah.
There's a line between perseverance and then stupidity.
Well, it kind of goes back to the.
He's like Simon Cowell.
You're like absolutely dreadful.
No, if I was 23 and I had a Kia, I might be journeying all over.
Yeah.
But where I've come to in life, and I'm driving a '97 Caddy that really requires high test. And cash isn't flowing the way I need it to flow. I got to find other. You got to find other ways.
Absolutely.
And
this is back in the '90s when it was $15 to fill my car.
Yeah. I just enjoy this more. I enjoy this more, and I do these murder mystery dinner shows. I play the detective. It's like hanging out in the schoolyard. I do it at Mateo's, and sometimes at Maggiano's in Woodland Hills or at the Grove.
I was going to say,
Mateo's is in
Maggiano's.
Westwood, at between Olympic and Pico on Westwood Boulevard, and it's really fun because it's a banquet room at a restaurant with round tables, and I walk through them and help them solve the crime, but all the while giving them all kinds of shit. And some people have come in and given in to the host. They gave pictures or business cards of their husband, their wife, their brother, their sister. I find them on the dead body. I stand them up. I give them a hard time.
Oh, nice.
Like if you were in the audience, for sure I would stand you up and say, I'd say, some people might think that's a hairstyle. It's not, or
Right.
I might say, that's a hairstyle. This is just me throwing some gel on it, whatever.
Right.
But I fuck around with people, and it's a lot of fun. And it's way different than stand-up. It's a different animal. We've had numerous stand-ups come, trained to be the detective, and when it's time, they can't do it. They can't do it without cursing. They can't do it without...
Because it's a family show, right?
Well, you can't say fuck and you can't say shit. And most comics, I'd say most... they just have to have the freedom to go there. I can do 30 minutes telling stories, 45 minutes without utilizing any of those words. But for my purposes, being New York, out of the schoolyard, I'm not going to say I'm Richard Pryor, but I can make the fuck work for me.
Oh, yeah.
in a better way, whatever. But I don't, not at those shows, I don't, and I get paid. That's the thing. I started those when people were going to those open mic nights and people were doing comedy and nobody's getting paid. And I'm like, you know what? I was an arrogant New York Jew, fresh out of New York, and I'm like, I'm getting paid.
Right.
I like to get paid. So I don't get paid. It's not going to lead me like Seinfeld crisscrossed the country. Ray Romano, Drew Carey, Kevin James, Ellen DeGeneres, Roseanne Barr. They got their sitcoms, not going to get 150, 200 a week being the detective at Murder Mystery. They did a different
They paid their
ballgame,
dues and drove across the
their
country.
money is, I read somewhere the other day, Seinfeld's like at 800 million net worth.
Yeah. Well, people didn't realize this about Seinfeld. Paul Provenza told me this. He said when he got the show, he was already a millionaire because he had done Carson so many times that got him a deal in Vegas.
Oh, I was unaware of that.
So he was at one of the. I think it was MGM, but he was at one of the big ones.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, but the money change was the words. I knew somebody that knew him. I've told the story a few times. And when it went into syndication, that somebody spoke to him and asked him, just come on, tell me, what's the money like? And Seinfeld's answer was one word: obscene. Obscene. So,
Yeah.
God bless him. I mean, that's
it.
me.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to have the sitcom or, that's what I always wanted. I always felt I'm the kind of character, that could be in the center of the sitcom. You're certainly the kind of character that could be one of the ensemble of the four nuts from the Workaholics or the Big Bang.
Oh, yeah. I'm
or
Wacky Neighbor's my casting.
Wacky Neighbor, the brother-in-law, whatever. But there's no question you could be on TV. And the thing is, once you're there, the longer it lasts. 13 episodes, 22, now 50. You start talking about some serious jack because now they just sold Seinfeld to Funny or Die or YouTube or wherever.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
No, it's awesome, and it's funny because you bring up TV, and I've been on TV a lot, but I've never been the star of a sitcom that went into syndication.
You've done a lot of guest star stuff.
Yeah, like I was on That 70s Show.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I was the waiter. My hair is totally different. It was long. I looked like Tom Petty.
Oh.
Or Martina Navratilova.
Right. Okay.
but
you
it was
were the
cool.
waiter at their local cafe.
I was the waiter at the nice kind of their fine dining establishment. So every time Fez had a date there, I'm the waiter that kind of came on to the date, and he's like, "Back off, she's mine." Yeah.
Oh, so that's a good gig.
But no, it was cool. And then Scrubs. I don't know if you ever watched.
I used to watch Scrubs.
I was the janitor's assistant. He briefly had an assistant.
the janitor. He was a big part of it. I didn't know
he
briefly had an assistant. I don't know if I was still watching it. I did background on that on Riverside at that old hospital.
That's cool.
And I saw Sarah Chalke strolling by with her legs.
Oh yeah, she's.
But so I would think you get out for auditions not just commercially but theatrically. Mm-hmm. You've got a definite, distinct look. And do you go on a lot of commercial auditions?
It's funny. I'm meeting with a new agent actually Thursday. So. But yeah,
you should be going on a lot of.
I was doing it a lot.
auditions.
Actually, the way I was able to start doing the road, it's actually kind of cool. I had like 4 nationals that were running at the same time.
Really?
It was awesome. Yeah, it was it was a good run. But then there was a commercial strike. And do you remember that?
Yeah,
2001.
that was the most stupidest thing.
It was ridiculous.
Nobody cares about the actors. They think they're all millionaires.
I know, it's unbelievable. So we're talking about when I started doing the road. I booked some national commercials. Money was coming in, and then bam, they had the strike, and I said, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go on the road. So I went to the road, and the Midwest is great for comedy. There's tons of clubs out there. So I'd fly into Cleveland, and then from Cleveland I could hit Cincinnati, Dayton.
But did you get booked in by a booking agent, or you knew people at those clubs and just called and said, I'm coming in?
I got referrals. So what I would do, I'd set up 1 week of work, and then I would stay in town like another week or 2, and then just hit because I was single, I could do what I want, right? I hit every club I could think of. Because if you're like Cincinnati, you could hit Louisville, you could hit Indy. There's a lot of places.
You rented a car, or you drove your car?
Yeah, I rented a car because I had money coming in, so I was like, you know what, this is a write-off. Let's just
commercials,
do it.
man. It's just.
No, you bet on you, and you took your shot.
You know what my dream is now, instead of a sitcom?
What's that?
To be the male Flo. from Progressive.
Oh yeah, dude.
So I
here's
just want to be another company wants to do what they did, and they picked me.
that's right.
I'm done.
Yeah. For a
done.
minute, I was like Flo from Alice.
I identify from where?
Kiss my
Remember
grits.
Alice? Kiss my grits.
Kiss my
Oh. No, actually,
so
you know
hard,
what?
Jerry.
You know what? Let me
Oh, man.
go ahead on the record. Make that announcement now.
You want to be the
I
male Flo?
identify as Flo from the Progressive commercials, but as a male Flo, and I think it is the responsibility of some Fortune 500 company to recognize that I should be the person they hire as their Flow person.
Mo. You're a male Flo. Mo.
And put me in a commercial where there's 6 characters, but each character is played by me, and that's my identity. That's how I identify. So
Fantastic.
I expect phone calls tomorrow. That's all.
Well, that's good. Okay, do you want to make your
Who would you like to identify as?
Well, he actually identifies with albinos, and Big Mike is now going to be running for the chairperson of the National Albino Association. So let's see.
That's Edgar Winter and
And me. I think.
there's one alligator, and who else?
One alligator.
So
and Edgar
okay,
Winter.
so
That's
Hollywood comedy. Do you actually
Yeah.
have you guys rented a particular spot, or
Oh, yeah.
are you bouncing around
No, we've got a place. It's the Complex Theater. So
on
it's
Santa Monica?
Yeah, literally
in
right
that
down the street
little
from the
theater
Hudson.
row?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's right by Hudson, so it's right Santa
Right,
Monica
okay.
and Wilcox. Is it 6476? He's going to pull up the
So
specific
you're
address.
renting that. Pay attention to Merlin.
Hey, buddy.
You're renting that on a monthly basis, or did you sign a
We're
lease?
doing our first,
6476. Yeah.
6476
But
Santa
did you
Monica
sign some
Boulevard.
kind of a lease?
No.
It's basically, here's the deal. The class actually starts tomorrow, and
Okay.
so we're going to do it every Wednesday for 5 weeks. So that's a 5-week run, and then after that, then they have their big show.
And
Then
where is their big
they'll
show
do
going to
5
be? At
minutes.
that theater, or did you work
No,
something out with one of the
That will
comedy
be a
clubs?
surprise.
Yeah,
That will-
Oh, okay.
But it'll be at another venue. Yeah, it'll be at a club.
It'll be at a club.
No,
for sure.
you
Yeah.
got to have it worked out that it's at a club.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
the key
That's
thing.
not a problem.
And that's what they want.
And
you
you'll
know?
get your students from, so many comedians from your
That's
shows.
the problem. I know comedians. I need to know a novice.
Non-comedians.
Well, you know
as well.
novices because you do shows where you ask the comics to help populate the audience. And so that's what novices, how they get stage time, right?
So then they bring their friends in.
No, I have to disagree with you, brother. Maybe that was me a long time ago, but I actually maybe that's my problem.
Well, this is what's still on Facebook about you, basically.
Really? Then it's got to be true if it's on Facebook.
No, I'm just saying, this is, if that's changed, tell us right now, what.
What, do you don't have ringers anymore?
No, I'm kind of a jerk. Meaning that I would rather book a 2 to 5 year guy and say, hey, dude, I got you on Friday night at Ice House. This is what you need to promote. This show, you got a month's notice.
Okay.
Now, what you guys are talking about is some dude fresh off the boat, 3rd class out of somebody's school, and you're saying, hey, come in with all your folks. I don't know people like that. I don't
Gotcha.
know open micers. I don't hang out at open mics. I don't
Well, that's where you
troll
gotta-
around coffee shops, none of that crap. And what you're talking about that's on Facebook, that's one idiot, Perry Kirsch.
No. I
talking
mean,
about.
aside from it, I
I
think
don't know
that.
who else because.
But I think
really
most
get
people
offended
think
and
of-
pissed off when I hear this crap. Because
Well-
it really makes me mad because I don't screw nobody over.
No, it's not about screwing anybody over. If you're.
That was Homeboy's whole thing. I screwed
Well,
him
well,
over.
Oh, no,
forget Perry Chris. That's silly nonsense.
Because you're not talking about Perry.
No,
right?
I'm just saying, if you're a producer who produces comedy shows and does them as bringer shows, there's no shame in that. I see that. It's a business.
There's
And
a lot of
also,
guys that do that,
the first time I got to be at the Improv was because it was a bringer show.
Right,
That's how I got
right.
to be
First
at the
off, I happen to
Improv.
think every damn show is a bringer
Well,
show.
everybody's always asked to promote. And
No,
there's these
when
certain.
he goes out of town.
That's
and
not a bringer show.
No, yes it is, because his credits brought those people in.
Well-
That management brought those people in. They didn't just pop in and say, here are 150 people.
No, but the
Someone had to work to get them in.
negative perception of the bringer show is that the producer is saying to the comics, if you don't bring 10 people, you don't get to go on stage.
Mm-hmm.
Or, if you don't bring,
You know
have
how-
to bring 10 people.
You
So,
know how I feel about it? Bring something to the table.
Well, of course you
no,
should.
No.
You
not
mean
of
other
course.
than funny?
Funny's nice. Funny helps.
Let's
a
start
lot.
with funny, yeah.
Start with funny. Thank God you're funny. Now we can talk.
Okay.
But bring some guests. If you can't bring guests, bring a camera. Bring hey, interview me. Hey, I don't know.
Okay,
Bring
yeah.
something of value other than, yo, Mike, can I get on your show? Why should I book you? Just because. Fuck that noise. Okay, we're in Hollywood. There's 1,000 comics legitimate comics to stay in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Right.
Legit. Then there's probably
sure.
5,000 people who think they're comics, and then another 5,000 who are thinking about doing an open mic for the first time.
Right,
So
right.
why the hell should I book you? Okay, when I book you, it's because he's been on this late show and this late show. He's
Right,
funny, so
right.
he's cool. Okay, and I will pay him.
And it could put asses in the
Okay.
seats. It's a reason
No,
for people
I
to go
don't
see
care
it.
if he puts asses in the seats.
But I'm just
All you
saying,
got-
it's
no,
a
no, no,
reason-
No, it's a difference. All you gotta do is just show up and kill. I'll take care of the asses and seats from everybody else that's lucky enough to be on the show with him. 2 days from now, I'm doing San Diego at the Madhouse with Bruce Jingles headliner, who's
That's
been
right.
on Showtime,
Right.
been on this and that.
And it's a
everybody-
recognizable name.
And Bruce is gonna go in there and kill it for 30 minutes, and I'm gonna open up my wallet at the end of the night and pay Bruce.
Right.
And Bruce has not been, he's lifting the finger a little bit, not to my liking, but it doesn't matter because
Lifting fingers?
Yeah,
Doing
he's not
a
really
little
doing
promoting,
yeah,
but-
he's doing very little.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
But you know what? I've known Bruce since
like
I
that.
started doing stand-up, and he's a bad man on stage.
Right.
There's
Yeah,
no
yeah.
denying that. The boy is bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every time I think
he's
I'm
fun.
bad, he goes up and doubles it.
Right.
I did with Shane Forbes, another bad.
Oh, I
Yeah,
had Shang on.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
I just featured for Shane
Shane's awesome.
last weekend in Victorville.
He was
Right,
great.
right.
I guess my point is, you know where you're at. 20-year guy, da-da-da, you gotta pay me. I ain't
Sure.
going for free. Screw that shit. Then there's guys like, okay, dude, all right, you 2 years, 3 years, you got like 8 minutes of jokes. That's cool. Can you do Ice House this Saturday?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
hey, by the way, the tickets are $15. And yeah, you better have 5 guests. 'Cause otherwise, why do I need you there? Yeah,
Right.
you better have 5 guests. Because otherwise, why?
Plus, what
why?
you're
Well,
doing is giving them the opportunity to be on a show with a headliner of consequence.
My point is, why should I
and,
book
and
them
the,
if they
and the
bring
people
nothing?
and the people they bring will get to at least, if everybody else sucks, will get to enjoy a headliner that can
boom.
deliver
Yeah, they'll at
30
least see a
minutes.
headliner that has
That
a lot of
delivers the
experience and
goods.
has been on TV,
Now,
No, but there's certain comics in this game, and they have a certain attitude about these bringer shows. And,
oh,
and
they
I-
hang out at coffee shops. And
yeah, well, I'm
dive
just like,
bars and-
look,
Right.
what? Here's what I've never understood, and because there's money involved. If you're, one of my best pals, he lived with me 3 years. TK, he did bringer shows.
Oh,
And
you live in TK?
Yeah,
Okay, cool. That's not hard to do because every time you had guests, he charged them $8
Yeah.
at the door. It's like-
No, but he really got known with that reputation of being a bringer producer. But the thing is, he'd also deliver his headliners, some major guys. He had Jimmy Schubert one night. I'll never forget him.
Oh, yeah.
But okay, it's America. What's all the hate about? He's doing a show. He's
Here's
found.
the
He's
hate.
got the room.
Can I explain?
He's running some risk. If you don't
Right,
bring the
right.
people,
I lose my venue.
Right.
I'll tell you what the hate
So
is
I
about.
don't-
Yeah,
It's-
what's the
it's-
hate about?
What it comes down to is comics, young and old, who aren't good enough to get past at the store or move up in the ranks just on their strength alone. Which
Okay.
eventually that's where you want to get, where people are calling you up and saying, hey, are you available? I got some money for you. Can you come out?
Sure.
And at the same time, they still want to keep doing stand-up. But then they know they can't, then I'm in the way, or TK, or Vargas Mason.
They think
So-
that those guys are in the way.
So yeah, so they're in limbo. That 3 to 10 years where they've milked every friend they had to come out to these shows.
right? They can't
Oh,
bring
so
them.
so they've exhausted their circle.
Yeah, I've exhausted
So that's why they
mine.
resent
Yeah.
it. Because if they could, they would love it. They
Sure,
would love it.
sure.
It wouldn't be no big deal. I'm out with my friends. I'm partying. It's Lovers Club. It's City Walk.
Yeah, let's
Great,
rock and
let's
roll.
party.
Right,
But
right.
they've ran out of friends that come out to see them. So then they have the other options, which is, wow, I've been doing these open mics at the store every week, and they never look at me. I never
Right.
get the development spot. I never get a friends and family spot.
Right,
I'm at
right.
the Laugh Factory every Tuesday, and they never look at me because you need to quit. So yeah, why should I book you? Because it's that limbo. If I had to bring guests, I couldn't do it, but I bring something to the table. I'm funny now.
No,
I
that would-
think these people that you're talking about could really benefit from our class.
Yeah.
I really do, because it's
Oh.
almost what you're explaining to me. It's almost like, that Einstein quote, the definition of insanity is doing the exact same thing over and over and expecting different results.
Sure.
That's what this is. By the way, Einstein said that to his third wife. Who's crazy now. But that's what it is. That if you're, and let me just say to any comedian out there, if you think like, oh my God, I'm stuck in a rut, I'm like, well, ask yourself some questions. Am I doing the same material over and over?
Yeah,
Am
it's
I
up to
challenging
them to-
myself?
yeah, it's
Are you
com-
doing the same jokes you did 7, 8 years ago at the same
It's
bars?
up to them to challenge themselves. It's up to them to get out of their comfort zone. It's up to them to try a different venue. But one thing
Right.
that because I've been a producer, I produce shows all over this town,
Mm-hmm.
and I've asked people to just get some friends out, please. So we have a good thing here,
Sure.
And what they don't understand is I've come to a venue, asked to utilize their banquet room or whatever, and my situation is not as severe as yours. Like, I don't know what kind of minimums were expected, but my deal was, we got to make the venue saying I got to make this much money. I got to bring in.
Depends on the deal.
Yeah, but I'm talking Lulu's at Roscoe and Balboa. If you're over at Ice House. Or you're over at Improv and you say, I want your room, I'm sure they say, you can have the room, but you have got to fill it.
We need to
make this much money.
That's why the comics that are being asked to bring, they need to understand you put yourself at risk. That's what the promoters do. They take the risk.
How to do it. I advise this to every stand-up. Run your own show for once. Just do it a couple
times. Just try it, right?
Just try it. Just put yourself on the other side.
Yeah.
Just try. Just start some bar gigs somewhere way out in Canoga Park and watch how many comics bombard you with invitations.
I know. You know what's funny? Every time, I haven't done a show in a while, but it's funny you mentioned that about how many comics bombard you.
Yeah.
I haven't put a flyer up on Facebook in a while that we're doing a show at this place or that place. But I will tell you, the last time I did, it was at a place in Burbank where Western meets Victory.
Okay.
It's a Cuban place. Vinny knew the guy. We put the flyer up. I put the flyer up on Facebook. All of a sudden, I'm getting befriended.
Oh yeah. Who books that? Who books that? Howie, get me in. Well, you know what reminds me.
Okay, I understand. They're looking for places to perform. That's cool. You know, but it's just funny. That's how it works. You know, they're all looking for stage time. They're all looking for places to perform. So if I get back at this, if I find a different room, I know what's going to come. You know, and I know who.
You have a whole lot of friends.
I also now know who I can trust to deliver the goods so that the owner of that venue and the people, whether it be few or many, that live in that neighborhood that would spread the word, walk out and go, man, that was fucking great.
And that's what you want. You want them talking.
Yeah.
A positive experience and them talking about it and then coming back.
Think about the whole having guests.
Especially if it's not an actual comedy club. Like I don't usually do it at actual comedy clubs.
I pay people based on their guest turnout.
Right.
It's a carrot and stick thing. I mean,
okay.
So, hey, if I'm charging $15 a head, and depends on the deal you have with the venue, but you say hypothetically, I'm able to get $10 per head. Well, if a guy has 10 guests, I'm gonna give him $50. Thank you.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know,
okay. So it works out for them.
Yeah. Now on the flip side, you come in there with zero, you best be someone at your level. You know, you best be funny. Otherwise, what you hear, and this is any club.
Right. What's your value to me as a promoter? And that's another thing they can't understand. They're only focused on the art of it, and I understand all that, and they think there's still too many that. There's too many mentalities.
This isn't Oklahoma. This isn't Arizona.
It's just too much of a mindset that thinks if money's involved, if someone in the game is trying to profit and make this a business, that they're bad people, that it's wrong. It's like, dude,
but
I need to live.
Job,
yeah, this is right. Exactly.
I paid out $5,000 to talent last year. I don't talk about it much because
to who?
To talent.
To talent.
I don't talk about it because
they don't see. But you know what? All the haters,
shit.
all the bitchers and moaners about what you do, whether they call it a bringer show or you gotta bring friends that way, however they want to show it, they don't see that. They don't know that. You know. So me, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an unabashed, unashamed capitalist, and it's if you're doing a bringer show, okay. And you tell people, if there's a guy out there saying, bring 10, 15 people, I'll give you $100, and then at the end of the night they don't give, they give them $20.
That's a problem.
That's a problem.
No, that's why I've been doing this 10 years.
Yeah.
Producing shows for 9.5.
Right.
Well, actually now we're in the summer, 10 years. I don't screw people over on deals.
No, you can't.
No, you're a man of your word, and thank God, because there's a lot of people out there that aren't. You know what happened to me one time? Oh my God, a couple years ago, I did a show for the club owner, and they promised me X amount. And then at the end of the night, they had they gave me maybe half the amount. And they're like, sorry, I just didn't make as much as I thought I would. Oh, okay, really? I know, it was not my responsibility. They weren't a man of their word. Right. And then he said, no, but you get free drinks though. Oh, for you, not your friends. So what I did, they had karaoke after the show. I did a karaoke song, had a lot of fun with it. Everybody was like, yeah. I was like, folks, the first 10 people that meet me at the bar, you get a shot on me. Let's go. So we all went over there. I got them all a shot. And the guy's like, oh, hey, that's 10 shots for your friends. I was like, oh, okay. Well, I didn't make as much as I thought I was going to make tonight, so I think that's on you.
That's a good move. That's a good move. No, that's inexcusable, and that's why you also learn if you're going to do stuff like that, you've got to have it in writing. But even if you have it in writing, an agreement in an email,
Well, 90%
and you
of
leave
business
LA,
is handshakes. It is word.
But I'm saying that if you're leaving town, you're going to the Midwest, to St. Louis, to Ohio, to Cleveland, to whatever, and you there's some smaller comedy club, and you've made an agreement. I'm getting 1,000 for 2 nights. I'm getting 1,000 for a night. I'm getting 300 for that night. And you're giving me a room. You're giving me a motel room. Whatever it is. When you're out of this town and you're there in his place, what are you going to do when he gives you 150 instead of 300, or 300 instead of 5 or 600?
I know.
What are you going to do?
Well, that's the thing.
Go to jail?
If you take in small claims, it's going to cost you more money. And
the only reason you would go for that is because if you did bring up small claims, you'd hear from all the court shows, and you'd be on TV. That's what
so you got another credit.
I did Judge Alex. We just made
Did you?
Oh, we made up a story.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Made $3,600. Just made up a story.
Why not? Right?
Well, I'll make up stories all day for those court shows. I did one thing. I guaranteed them I'd give them good television, and we did.
So you had some drama, huh?
And I got to learn that my thespian skills were quite excellent, because a girl that I had come to the aid of on some political thread on Facebook and tried to calm people down and said, she's just stating her opinion, she just sees things a little differently than you. Whatever I said, we became friends. When she saw the Judge Alex episode where I played an asshole that borrowed money to gamble and said, it's been over like 3 years, why should I pay him back in New York? We just let it go. She wrote me a private message on Facebook. She said, I am deleting you. You are an asshole. You just use your friends. You're a narcissist. You're a pig. You're disgusting.
What?
Yep.
Wow.
She thought the whole thing was real, and she blocked me, not giving me a chance to write back and say, honey bunch, that was all made up. But she believed it, so
wow.
I'd like to accept this award.
Sad they can't find real cases anymore.
Well, they can. This show, there's so many court shows. This show did say... a producer of this show posted on Facebook, we need cases. And I said, look, this case ain't real, but it'll be fun. It had to do with murder mystery, and they like that idea.
Okay.
And so he took 900, I took 3,600. I needed the money. Survival trumps everything, and I gave him great TV, and I got no problem with it. As far as promoting shows and asking, there's a difference. Telling comics, okay, you're on my show. I'm asking you to please promote it and help get people here.
Right.
Okay, that's different than saying, okay, you're on my show. You need to understand this is a bringer show, and there's a reason for that. I need to fill that audience.
If you don't bring X amount.
If you don't bring at least 5 people, preferably 7 or 10, we're not going to have an audience. I'm not going to make the money I need to make for the time and effort I put into it. I happen to have a family, and I can't pay any of you guys even $50 if you don't bring the people.
Right. Well, that's the thing. They're not thinking about the hours like Mike.
No, they have no idea what
it's a job. He's clocking.
The phone, the email.
Right.
They don't know. They don't know.
But see, the first scenario you described, I call that the wishy-washy booker. Well, can you please kind of get some people? Please put it on Facebook. Please. And then the night of, they become Mr. and Mrs. Hardass.
Yeah, suddenly.
No, that's bullshit. That's not right.
Very
Just
clear.
Be clear
from the get-go.
And that's why I made my mistake with this Cat Perry Curses. Where I booked him verbally.
Okay, so you should have had something in writing.
Yes,
right.
I made that. I slipped up.
Okay.
So you take responsibility for that.
So you own up to
that.
that.
I was a dumbass. I realized what kind of idiot I'm dealing with because the second I put up a post saying, yeah, Jeffrey Peterson's headlining for me, he calls me up. Hey, can I be on that show at City Walk? I know all these people. I'm like, look, dude, you know how I am. First thing out of my mouth, you know I am. It's my first show here at this place this year.
Oh, is that right?
And I made it very clear. I was like, look, dude, you got to have guests out. Oh, Mike, I know people that work at Cider Ranch and Bubble Gump and da-da-da-da-da-da. If you read his little post, he goes on saying how he had all these people. I'm going to have to refund his money.
Oh, that's all bullshit.
But the first thing out of his breath was, I have no one coming. Then it's like, I'm like, dude, you knew what I told you. I mean, I have no shame in what our back and forth said. It was very clear.
Right.
I'm like, hey, man, I told you, first thing I told you was you have to have guests. Then he goes, well, I got people here and there, and as long as we go back with each other, I can't write on my rent receipt. I go back with Perry Kurtz. It don't work like that.
He also,
Cast that.
I've seen other comics do this. This is a private issue, and he should have private messaged you or
That
called
was a
you.
bitch move. It's
But
not
it was a
female-
bitch move. He had to put it up on, and this is a grown-ass man.
Yes.
And it was also self-defeating because now, whatever happens, I mean, for all we know, I'll have you back, because almost for certainly, because just so you guys know, everyone who appears on my podcast, it's just a matter of months to a year, and they just explode.
Yeah.
Explosive success, and don't forget to bring me my suitcase full of hundreds when the explosion. So
Absolutely.
Perry
Hey,
Kurtz has just lost your support.
Yeah.
When you explode in 6 months to a year because you were on Pitbull Comedy and Music Jam, having nothing to do with your talent or entrepreneurship,
Because I had this drink of Pitbull.
one person you will make sure you will not be having on your shows is this fool.
And what really...
And I'll tell him to his face that he's a fool. I'll say,
You know
just,
what really hurt him?
You're a fool.
I replaced him with Jason Hadley, who is my best friend.
Oh, Jason,
who has
yeah,
keys
yeah.
in my house, who is on the sign.
You guys used to do the show together at Universal.
Yeah.
At the Saddle thing.
Jason, he can go pick up my kids from school.
Okay,
We're
he's
tight.
the guy. Okay.
So that's what he brings to the table. And we rode to the show together.
Right.
So that's the two things. He provided good transportation to get my drunk black ass home.
Right.
Okay. I like him more than Perry. I think
Right.
He hosted the show because the guy that was scheduled to host showed up late. So
Yeah.
he stepped up and hosted. Basically, I go on and on giving you reasons why I would have Perry on versus, Jason versus Perry. And so that really struck a nerve because I replaced his picture.
It sounds like a movie. It's Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah,
Perry
literally
versus
It's also
Jason.
just one of the, being in this game, the insecurities run deep. There's very few
comics are-
well-adjusted. I don't know if I always say this. I don't know if there's drinking issues, marijuana issues. I don't
definitely
know.
drinking.
But if there's drinking issues on top of the insecurities, then this is what you get. Maybe he had a few cocktails and decided,
it was the middle of the day. Middle
you know,
of the day. Look at the time. Middle of the day.
Yeah.
Now,
Well,
and I'll go on it for the record.
I don't know if he was drinking in the middle of the day or not. I'm just saying that when I see
No, my point is that's probably him stone cold sober and sane.
when I see behavior like that is so self-defeating, ultimately it's self-defeating. He just cut himself off from a guy that promotes comedy shows all over the place. It is the first thing that comes to my mind is there alcohol issues with this person?
Well,
that's the first thing.
And I understand that. And for the record, look, I've known Perry a long time, and he's always been cool to me. He's always been nice to me. And but when I hear this, Mike, you said you take responsibility. You had a verbal agreement. You should have got something in writing. I think that's big of you to say, which is cool. I think Perry's mistake is that he wasn't a man of his word in this situation because he was like, I know a bunch of people, they're coming.
He'll never put that on Facebook.
No, he did actually.
Oh, he did?
Okay.
When you read
So-
the whole
so that's
thing
good.
between us going back and forth.
Anyway, it's just not.
if he still has it
It's
up.
silly nonsense to put it up publicly. That's for Mike's
That's
private
what happens to a lot of
message.
people. They're not
I know.
thinking.
They're not thinking, and that's why I think about, is there alcohol involved? Because when are you not thinking? When are you making bad judgment calls?
Well, yeah, without
Right?
absolutely.
You know what I mean?
But
I
a lot
have,
of
look, I
people-
use sleeping meds. I learned pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Here's the rule. Once I've swallowed the Ambien, no communication with other human beings.
That's it, right?
Not on text, not on Facebook, not on the phone,
That's right.
nothing. I go into Ambi world until I'm not thinking anymore and I'm asleep. And that's
Right.
what I need to do, sleep.
But people, this is happening too much on Facebook. I think a lot of people.
Airing of grievances. It's
Yeah.
like Festivus.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The airing of grievances.
Totally.
He still has this crap up there, man.
It's still up there.
Yeah, it's like, dude, I was very
Well,
polite.
like I said,
never-
I must have
You
everyone on
didn't
the
swear,
show.
you didn't
Okay.
get aggressive?
No.
Okay, that's good.
No.
That's very good. All right. But, we got to tell people, too, Hollywood School of Comedy.
Yeah, tomorrow, 5 o'clock.
It's 5 to 7,
5 to
right?
7, yeah.
And if you guys, anybody interested in joining us, by the way, the first hour's free,
Yeah,
right?
first hour, keep your wallet closed. If it's something you want to pursue, please do it. But don't have us going all the way to Hollywood and none of you people start flaking on me.
No, but it's
too hot.
a great, totally.
It's funny. I'm reading this. It's all for this was for just you, not to put on. It's just he puts in all caps, telling everyone not to promote, not to support your show. It's just, again, grown-ass man. It's like, it's time to step it up a little. Let's mature a little.
Yeah, can everybody just, before you post something on Facebook, everybody out there
Take that
just
moment.
think about it.
Take that
Is this
moment.
worth it?
Okay.
Let's take a step
Now,
back.
Let's get to where people could find you. Okay, let's get very clear on Hollywood Comedy School.
It's the Hollywood School of Comedy.
The Hollywood School of Comedy. Do you have a sign out front?
No.
Okay.
Just go to the complex.
We're two broke comics, damn it. You're going to see a redhead white
But
dude
do
and
you-
a tall brother with a yellow shirt on.
Well, he's not really redheaded. His kid might be ginger.
I'm strawberry blind. A little bit of a rooster.
Okay,
right?
so-
but basically it's 5 to 7 at the Complex Theater.
at the Complex Theater on Santa Monica in that little theater row.
Yes.
6476 Santa Monica Boulevard.
Just east of Wilcox.
Just
Yeah.
east of Wilcox. Okay.
And tell them the email.
Email is hollywoodschoolofcomedy@gmail.com.
Okay.
That's
And
it.
and do you have students lined up for tomorrow?
We have
Yeah,
some
we
reservations,
have students.
yes, but we still
Yes.
have room.
Are the students paying for the full 5 weeks in advance, or are they paying
We were just
week
saying
to week?
when
How
you
are
were
they
reading the
doing
thread. It's up to them, but the first hour's free. So
Okay.
come for if you check
Come
it
and
out.
check
First
it
hour's
out
free.
at least.
After
That's
that,
fair. Yeah,
just
it's
$40.
like, well, you always can
Yeah.
audit an acting class.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Okay.
that's what you're doing. You can audit it, no problem. And then every week after that, just $75 a week. And here's the deal: if you want to pay all of it up front, we'll give you $50 off the top.
$50
Right.
off.
It's a really good
Okay,
deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I got you. And then how do they? How many pages you got on Facebook? Do you numerous pages because of your promotion of the
Oh yeah,
shows?
and we
or-
do have a page of this.
Yeah,
we have the
do.
Hollywood School of
Hollywood
Comedy.
School of Comedy is
Facebook.
our page. for
Okay,
school.
and what about your page for the promoting of all the different comedy
Just
shows you do?
/ Big Mike Mitchell, Facebook.com / Big Mike Mitchell.
On Facebook, they have to put the /
Yeah.
What's your guys' feelings on the WWW?
Why? What's the point?
See, I'm the only one that feels that it's tradition, and it's upsetting to me that people won't do it. I think it's wrong.
People won't do it.
No,
I just think
but
it's
every
a given.
comedian I've
It's a
had
given.
on either one of my podcasts has said, Howie, you don't need the WWW. The computer will do it for you. Well, the computer's doing everything for us, isn't it?
Oh, I know.
Computer going to wipe my ass soon?
Exactly.
Yeah, well,
Okay, that's where it starts,
will it pay
without
my
doing
rent?
the WWW.
Where does it end? Right?
Where does it? I'll tell you where it ends. With frickin' Terminator. That's
I was going to
where it
say
ends.
the nuclear bomb. Right?
Yes, exactly correct.
Oh my God.
Artificial intelligence squirrel going, fuck it. Let's, push the button. Okay, so
That's it. Yeah.
if I go to Facebook and I find you on Facebook, I just put in Mike Mitchell
Yeah.
or Big Mike Mitchell.
That's how you found both of us, right? Claude Stuart, by the way, CLA.
And how did that happen? By the way, I copy and pasted the promo for today's show on your page.
Oh, did you?
Then I was going to put it on your page, but when
Yeah.
I got to your page, it was already there.
I don't know.
It bounced there from his page.
Oh, wow.
Are you guys interconnected
yeah, maybe
through the
'cause you
magic
tagged.
of Facebook? I didn't tag you.
Weird. Maybe just because we got Hollywood School of Comedy.
He's
Union?
riding your page, spying on you.
Ah, Big Mike
Now,
got tricks.
so it's $75 a week. How many hours is the class?
two.
And do you do any kind of like loosening up exercises as opposed to just bring in some material or working with them on tweaking? What
Okay,
about
so-
if you added this to the material?
Yeah.
Are there any kind of loosen up exercises?
Yeah. Now the first
Get
section,
uninhibited.
Well, the first class is a little different because they're obviously not bringing anything
Right,
in.
right.
If they do have a joke, absolutely,
Right.
throw it out. Let's talk about it.
Right.
But basically, the first class, I'm going to get to know all of them. They'll introduce themselves.
Right.
Why are you here? Because if you're taking a stand-up comedy class, either somebody told you you're funny and you should be a comedian, or somebody told you you could never be a comedian and you want to prove them wrong, right? So it's one of those two reasons. And basically, we're all going to get to know each other. I'll explain my backstory, my credits, how I got started,
Right.
And the fact that you have to have a bizarre need to do comedy,
Right.
right? Because it's not worth jumping through all the hoops. It's
a lot of BS.
But it's the greatest job ever. It
You
really
need
is.
an
I
audience.
absolutely,
When it's
I love
on,
it.
it's on.
I love it.
I
Yeah.
had a great house in Van Nuys. We had a
I
pool.
partied there before. The
No,
house right
this
next
is
to
before the
oh,
house
before
that you came
Is
to.
it? This is when you had the parties?
I had the legendary backyard comedy party.
Yes.
Were you there?
Yeah, I went to one of it, and I got to tell you, I had to
Did
tell
you
you
go
this
to the
real quick.
laundry room?
This was hilarious. Earl Skakel
Yeah.
was on stage, right? Skakel's one of my favorites,
Oh, and
right?
the plane?
Yeah. He's on stage, and TK happened to walk by the room, and he goes, "If anybody's thinking about getting into comedy, all you got to do is grab 8 people and follow that guy."
Oh, I don't remember that.
It was so- Dude, Skakel kills me.
We were partners. Me, him, and Gail, and Tom Kennedy. May he rest in peace. He's the one who funded it. That's how we had the. I don't know if you were there the night of the cameras. We had
No.
3 cameras,
I was
lights,
there.
everything.
Big
That's
ass
great.
barbecue spread back
Yeah,
there.
the huge barbecue. We had the DJ indoors, and I had the little Amsterdam in the laundry
Straight
room.
up freaky
There was-
dicky shit.
Yeah,
Fucking
that's
plates
great,
of joints, bowls of shake.
Dude,
yeah,
that's a comics utopia.
comics. In fact, I ran into Jason one night. He was running a show. This is, I don't know how many months a year. It was some coffee shop on Ventura
Oh
Boulevard.
God, I hate it when he did that.
And,
Like, dude, come on. It's
And he
embarrassing
saw,
that you're doing this.
I said, what goes on here? If I want to do I didn't recognize him. He goes, Howie, I was at your party, man. You want a spot? You have a spot.
Yeah, whatever you
I
want.
was so fucking happy that little Amsterdam laundry room had existed.
Oh, my
He
God.
was very appreciative.
That's
but
awesome.
prior to that, regarding his need to get into comedy, I had a house with a pool, and we had the mats floating. It was a big summer party, and it started with me and my girl. We were floating on the pool, drinking Mai Tai, whatever. Some friends were already out around the pool, some people on lounges. People started to arrive. And as people started to arrive from the pool, more than a stand-up, if I had my way, I'd be a legendary party host. Like
Yeah.
That's right, okay.
You'd be good at it.
So from the pool, though, I start working the crowd as they're arriving, and I start, being witty and funny and quick.
Yeah.
And I don't know how long we'd been together, on and off, whatever. She knew me fairly well, but it was like she got hit by Jesus himself brought her this awareness, and she looked up from the mat. She looked at me and she said, "Oh my God, you need an audience." And I thought, you know what? You're 100% correct.
Yeah.
I need an audience. You need an audience. You need an audience.
Right.
And there's no shame in needing an audience.
No.
And the audience needs to be entertained.
That's it. People love entertainment.
They
and then
love
people
entertainment.
Like,
I
guys
love being
like us
entertained.
Like to deliver it, right?
Yes. I've been entertained for everything else that's happened throughout this show. I've been regularly entertained anytime I've cast my glance below this desk to see Big Mike in his denim jean shorts.
Back to the male camel toe.
They're rather entertaining.
That is
So,
awesome.
those legs.
I got to tell you a quick skakel too. Basically, we were talking about comics being like, desperate. You know, and Skakel, one night he was on stage, he goes, comics are a desperate group. I mean, if I posted, I need a comic to perform in the background of an Al-Qaeda beheading, I could literally name you at least 5 guys that would be at the beck and call.
Yep.
It's true.
Yeah, man,
All right,
that
tell us,
microphone's-
we're wrapping it up soon, so give
Okay.
us website, Twitter.
My friends in the comedy community, or even if you're not in the comedy community, listen, if you're interested in taking comedy classes, we are starting off with a free hour for you. So come check out the Hollywood School of Comedy. It's located right in Hollywood at 6476 Santa Monica Boulevard, the corner of Wilcox and Santa Monica. It's at the Complex Theater. And
What's your personal website?
Oh,
And your personal
check me out.
Twitter?
Check out Claude Stewart at
so many clips.
www.claudestewart.com. My name is spelled Claude and then Stuart. If you go there, it's connected to my Facebook, my Twitter, everything on there. Check me out on IMDb.
I would have spelt it CLAWDSTOOR.
Oh my God! In other words, do you work for every comedy club I work for? Because that is, they screw it up. It's amazing. It's like
CLAWED.
Yeah, like Claude. That used to be my license plate, by the way. Yeah, I was 18.
What about you? What's your personal website?
Just Facebook.com.
What about Twittering? Are you?
Twitter is also.
Oh, it's connected to your Facebook, right?
Yeah.
But what
Big
is
Mike
your Twitter handle?
It's just at Claude Stewart.
Yeah.
So CLAUDESTUART. And
What's
what's the
at
email?
Mike Mitchell?
Hollywood School of Comedy at gmail.com.
Okay.
The Twitter is, I believe it's just / Big Mike Comic.
You know, you have to have an at sign in there.
Yeah, at Big Mike Comic.
At Big Mike
Yeah.
Comic.
Okay.
But I got 3 big shows this weekend, and it's
Okay,
fun.
tell us about them. Where are they?
Thursday in San Diego with the Madhouse.
The Madhouse in San
I
Diego.
have my buddy Bruce Jingles.
That's Friday
headlining.
night?
That's Thursday night.
Thursday night?
Yeah, Jingles is going to headline that show. Then Saturday night, I'm at the Ice House.
Which
Sweet.
room?
Stage 2,
Stage
9:30. I'm going to headline that myself.
Okay.
Sweet.
And then Sunday, I'm at Flappers for Father's Day, and I have my girl Lana Turner headlining that.
Oh, yeah, Lana. I know her from Houston.
Lana
I started
Turner.
comedy in Houston. That's Ralphie May's
Yeah, Ralphie
wife?
May's wife, yeah.
Yeah. No, but they're both from
Okay.
Houston.
So
Okay.
Flappers, which is there different rooms at Flappers?
Yeah, it'll be in the Yoo-Hoo room at 8:30 show. 8:30 check-in Sunday.
Cool.
Lana Turner headlining the Father's Day show. So
Lana Turner is married to the Ralphie May guy?
Yeah. They've been together a long time. They have 2 children.
Ralphie May is still working off being a big guy.
yeah.
But he's gotten really big, yes?
It's
Like,
pretty big.
yeah.
Yeah.
People worry for his health and well-being.
He knows what he.
I think he knows.
He knows.
Remember
he's
John
aware.
Candy?
Yeah, I know.
I saw him in
Oh.
Brentwood a couple of years before he died, maybe 3 years. And I'm telling you, man, the man was a mountain.
Yeah.
He was over 400 pounds.
I'm sure you've heard this saying. You don't see any old fat people. Okay?
Right.
So,
Well, it's ironic. Candy was his last name, and May is actually short for mayonnaise. Listen, folks, how are you?
But Ralphie May got himself a wife. A nice wife.
Yeah, good looking.
Totally hittable.
People.
He's totally hittable. What a gentleman. By the way, we're
I don't tweet.
You don't
do
tweet?
Tweet a lot?
I do, yeah.
You
But
do, don't you?
My Facebook is interconnected with the Twitter.
I know,
so
but
I just
do
spam.
you? Oh,
I do
when
a
you
joke-
write it on your Facebook and then it goes out to your Twitter?
I do
Is
a
that
joke.
a difficult thing to do? Do you have to have like super computer skills to do that?
No. It's an app. It's a very quick.
Oh,
fix.
it's an app. They're too intimidating. I don't know how to
Sound
do
like my
that.
dad.
All right, we're going to wrap it up.
Sorry, can I play just weekend shows real quick?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
I'm doing a very cool thing. If you guys are in San Diego Friday night, I'm doing a cool thing. It's a benefit with my friends Ro Delagrazi. You know Ro. So her and Adam Richmond, the three of us, we're all big military supporters.
They've all been on my podcast.
Oh, cool. Okay. If you're in San Diego, folks, come check it out. We are doing a fundraiser for the families who lost the poor Marines who died in a helicopter crash. Remember? Yeah. They're all from Camp Pendleton in the area.
Horrible.
And they were actually on a rescue mission for the Nepal volcano victims. But we're doing a fundraiser for them and the families at the Alexander Salazar Fine Art Museum. We're going to be there at 8:30 Friday, and message me, find me on Facebook if you are looking. We have some really cool packages that we're offering. So also Saturday night, I'll be at Sal's Comedy Hole at 9 p.m.
That's on Melrose.
That's on Melrose, right? Basically Melrose and Poinsettia.
Yeah, Poinsettia, just like 3 blocks
Just
west.
so you know,
of
every comic you've mentioned except that Perry Kurtz has been on my podcast.
Oh wow, okay.
So
very cool.
You know, that's what I am. That's
You're connected, my man. I like it.
All right, that's it. We're saying goodbye. Thank you for tuning
Howie,
in
thank
to
you.
Pitbull
Thank
Comedy
you for having us, brother.
Gentlemen, thanks.
It was a pleasure.
Claude,
Right
thanks for wearing pants. Appreciate that.
You know you like these ashy
All
legs.
right, we'll see you later.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling.
Who the fuck you think you're fucking with? I'm the fucking boss.